Hi guys, it's JG here with EARTH-5D, back for another video here for you. Today we're asking the question, why do I keep drawing in the same type of person? Why is it that this, I keep drawing in someone who acts and behaves ultimately the very same way? Why is this, right? So let's dig right in, guys. All right, so I'm so happy you're here today. I just wanted to let you know that. And I appreciate you very much, and I appreciate the journey that you are on yourself spiritually. And as you grow and you expand your consciousness, it also expands the consciousness of others, and it helps others around the globe to also learn and grow, because we're all connected. So the more consciousness you bring in, the better it is for all of us. All right, guys? So when you ask the question of yourself, why do I continue to draw in the same type of person? The one who's emotionally unavailable, the one who leaves me, the one who's not consistent, the one who's immature, the one who's, narcissistic, whatever you're dealing with, okay? So one of the main reasons why this is because you cannot stop projecting your consciousness out into creation, because creation itself is a reflection of your inner life, your inner world, guys. So if inside of you, let's say as a child, growing up, or past lives, growing up, we're just sponges, and you were taught somewhere by someone's behavior that they were not emotionally available for you. So whoever in your life that you were relying on for care and for support, your father, your mother, your grandparents, whoever was taking care of you. So if they were not emotionally available for you, then you believe deep within inside of your psyche, within inside of your subconscious, and even down to the cellular level, that you're not worthy of being emotionally supported, or God forbid you had trauma and abuse in your childhood. Then you believe, oh my God, there's something deeply wrong with me, because if I was okay, if I was normal, quote unquote, then why would this person mistreat me, right? And that's like a very huge issue on the planet today, guys. It's like, why a lot of people allow themselves to be mistreated because they feel like that is the norm. Okay, so it is not the norm. And the other piece of this, and this is where I think this is, if you learn anything today from this segment, it's that you are projecting this reality, this consciousness from your childhood onto people around you. So until you're able to heal those parts of you and clear the blocks that are blocking this perception, literally in your DNA, literally causing you to project consciousness onto the world in a certain way, until you remove those blocks, you will take a person, let's call him Joe or Jack, let's call him Joe. You will take this person who let's call Joe, and you will project your consciousness onto them. So whereas even if they didn't, let's say they wanted to be totally emotionally available for you, let's say they're totally equipped to be emotionally available for you, yet they can't be. Why is that? Because you're not able to see it, even if they were doing it. So let's say they showed up totally emotionally available. They don't believe in abuse. They don't believe in trauma. They just really want to be there for you. And yet they can't be, because you're not able to see them as they are. It's like you're putting this invisible force field on them, and suddenly they're acting this way. And I've even heard, I think that was Jerry Hicks, actually, from Abraham Hicks. Jerry had said, one time he was dating this girl, and he couldn't believe how he wanted to hit her or something, and he's like, why is this happening to me? And he just asked her to leave his life because she was projecting all this abuse onto him, and he was starting to pick up on that energy, and he stopped himself and was like, I can't date this girl. I don't want to hurt her, and I don't hurt women, etc., etc. So it can be very bold and dramatic, that these projections onto other people. In modern psychology, we hear about projecting, right? We hear about projecting consciousness. So that's real. it's energetically happens. So what we need to do, guys, is instead of projecting and getting super frustrated, like going to your person and saying, why are you doing this? Why aren't you emotionally available? Why are you acting like a narcissist? Why do you shut me out? Why can't we have a normal conversation? You know, whatever it is that's you guys are dealing with in this patterning of love. You want to start, instead of having that conversation with your person, you want to start within yourself. And this is what it means to go within and work on yourself. So when we're dealing with the twin flame relationship, or any relationship, even your relationship with your coworkers, your colleagues, your boss, any relationships, you're always doing this. You're always projecting onto the person what your expectations of them are based on previous experience, based on previous encoding, you know, or you could say imprinting, but I see it as actually like an encoding. And it's in your DNA, and it's encoded there, and it's difficult. It's almost impossible not to project that onto other people. So to go within, and so we start within and we say, okay, I am going to clear this block. I'm going to invite my family in right now and help me to release this pattern of always seeing men as a narcissist. I'm going to release this pattern of always believing that people are out there to use me and abuse me. I'm going to release this pattern of survival mode, whatever it is. Like, let's say you're in survival mode because your parents modeled that to you and they never had enough. And it didn't even matter. There's people out there that have millions and millions of dollars and they do not believe they have enough. They don't. And so they pass it on to their children, and suddenly you never have enough in your life because you are constantly projecting what was taught to you onto your conscious reality, onto the screen of your life, onto the matrix of energy available to you to create reality, to create physical things. So what I'm getting at here is you go within and you realize, number one, that there's something going on inside of you that's creating this outer experience that you don't want. And we've been taught in society to talk it out with the people, and to, you know, all the psychological counseling and the training and, you know, marriage therapy, and men are from Mars, women are from Venus, all of that stuff. And it's okay, it's relevant, but it's nice to be able to learn how to talk to people, communicate. However, you're going to be talking about that same thing for years unless you realize that you're the one bringing this to the table. You're the one bringing this energy to the table. And so I hope, please, that you're willing to take a look at yourself and find out what your belief systems are that are creating this outer experience that you'd rather not have. Okay? All right, guys. So that's the first part of what I wanted to chat about today. The second part too is very closely aligned, and that is, in no matter what situation you're in, the reason why we always want to go inside and do things within is not only because we're projecting our reality onto our consciousness from belief systems and experiences within, but also when we raise our vibration, and that's what Abraham Hicks has been channeling for 15 years, is that's when you're in the vortex. That's when you can have those things that are aligned with your highest truths, with your highest 5D experiences that you want, guys. So soak that in for a minute. So when you raise your vibration, it's not even raising like up. If you just raise your, think about raising your frequency, and it's actually just expanding your consciousnness. When you think about raising frequency, that draws into you experiences that are of that frequency. So these two learnings can change your life. These two learnings can change your life. So you're not looking outside of yourself to get that high, even though it's nice to do those things too. We can reach outside of ourselves to get that high, and it's great. But inside, we want to raise our vibration to get that high expansiveness. So we ask our light family, we ask our higher self to guide us, to assist us in doing this. Hey, light family, how do I raise frequency here? How do I get into a place where I'm resonating, I am reverberating at a frequency that attracts what I want into my life? Am I sleeping enough? Am I eating the right things? Am I at a pace that's comfortable for my reality, for my highest truth? Am I listening to myself? Am I observing myself? Am I asking myself, who am I and why am I here? All of these things will seek to raise your frequency, and you'll learn the tools that you need along the way. But it's the orientation, guys, to these two concepts, orienting yourself and positioning the camera, the frame of your intention of your life in this direction to get the right footing, to get the right grounding. Okay, guys, so this is about an orientation and changing your perspective in the direction of these two concepts, that you are constantly projecting your reality out there, that even the kindest, most gentle person will show up viciously and angry if that's what you believe women are or men are. You know, if you always believe that deep down men are vicious and angry or something, then the sweetest, kindest guy or female will show up with that attribute, and then you're just waiting for them to do that, because you don't believe on anything else is possible. So you're like, oh, when are they gonna flip out on me? When are they gonna flip out? You know, and then they flip out. You're like, I knew it. You know, and then you prove it to yourself. I knew they had it, and I knew men were always like this. You see. So that's the first orientation. Orientation number 2 is the high frequency must come from within yourself, because as you raise that frequency, as you support yourself and your journey with your light family, I always ask that you please bring in your light family for support, your higher self for support. Then you're getting somewhere. Then we're coming from a solid footing to get somewhere. All right, guys. So I think those are the two things I think that were extremely important when you're dealing with anything. So whatever you're manifesting, in order to get out of manifesting the same dull, boring job, in order to get out of manifesting the relationship that's the same thing over and over again with a new person's name, with a new set of circumstances, but the energy is always the same, you know, then these are the two things. You realize you're projecting, and you see what's in there that you don't like, that's not aligning to what you really want. So if you believe men are angry, but you want a really kind person, that's what you want to release, okay? And then also just realizing that frequency comes from within. And so as you expand, as you listen to yourself, as you connect to the highest parts of you within you, then that just reverberates like in concentric circles, literally throughout creation itself. All right, guys, so much love to you. I thank you so much for being here. I hope this assists you. Make sure you comment down below. I care about how you feel. I care about how this impacts you. If you would like to join me, if you haven't been over to the tarot channel where I provide free tarot readings, please join us over there. Join the 5D family, and much, much love to you. Bye for now, guys.